Hey, you good people. This show contains adult language, the swearing and cussing, so listener discretion is advised. Hey, yo, good people. This is Niraj, your host of the podcast you never knew you wanted. Now it's essential. How y'all doing? Another week, another episode, and another guest for y'all. And my today's guest is very, very special in so many fucking ways. So let me first set up some background, okay? Remember your first cell phone? Well, the answer may vary depending on when or where you were born, how old you are, and all that shit. But I started with the invincible Nokia 800, with the snake game. And then the phone started getting more colorful, smarter. And this is the story when I was in my teens and I had a Sony Ericsson phone. What does that phone name sound so funny? Sony Ericsson. Erection. I don't fucking know. Anyways, I had a Sony phone. Let's just call it Sony phone. I had a Sony phone and it had an app called MiG-33. So it was a messaging app where you could meet people from any part of the world if they're using the same app. And it would start from a group chat and you can actually chat them privately also. You just have to figure out a way. That's how you slide in the DM, kids. Kids, whatever. I'm old now. So yeah, I met this guest today. The guest I have today 9 years ago in that app, MiG-33. Shout out. And she is from Indonesia. She's still in Indonesia. She lives in Bali and she is an educator, she is a makeup artist, and unfortunately, I have not met her. We have not met yet, but hopefully soon. I call her Nazo, which you'll hear over and over, but her name is Nezia Zaenab. So Nazo is my personal name. Don't fucking dare to call her that. And I'm kidding. So here is Nazo. Let's welcome her. Hey Nazo,
Hey,
how are you? Long time.
I'm great. Oh, really?
So, just for my listeners, you are
Mm-hmm.
actually from Indonesia. You are in Indonesia right now in Jakarta, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How's Indonesia handling with the whole corona and how's quarantining going?
So actually here, we don't even have quarantine. I mean, we don't have lockdown, but then we do have quarantine. We call it as big social distancing effort, I would say, something like that. And actually, it's already ended, and we are now entering the transition stage. That's what we call it. So yeah, we are having the new normal now. Like everybody's going
Yeah,
out already.
I remember you telling me about this new normal. What does that look like?
Yeah. Honestly, it doesn't look good at all. Like yeah, I know everything need to
Is
be
it
stuck.
like from a zombie movie? Everything's
Uh, it's just too crazy because we are now in the transition stage. It means like actually the government still limiting some public transportation, but then everybody start to go to work already. Start to go to work, start to go to school. So yeah, it's a bit messy.
So you're back to work?
I back to work, but then luckily in my university we have the 50% workers, so we still have 2 days work from home and another 3 days work from office.
So since you mentioned university, I wanna let our audience know that what do you do in
Okay.
university? Uh, like how,
Okay.
what's your job? I know you're an educator, and I want you to tell my audience, uh, what do you do?
So I'm a lecturer, and I'm a more specifically I'm a communication lecturer now. in State University in Jakarta. Yeah, so most of the subject that I teach actually are in a communication field, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's
That's awesome. I really hope one of your students are listening to this and thinking, "Oh, my teacher, yes, she's in a world famous podcast now."
I, I believe they're already bored though. Like we always do Zoom, always discussing stuff. So yeah, I think they're bored listening to me already.
So I guess you cannot even go to the animal shelter. So I know you're passionate about animal shelter, and animal rescuing and all that. I don't think you can
Mm-hmm.
go to those places either with Corona going.
Mm, yeah, like even maybe it's how to say, maybe almost all countries also do the same. Like all the countries close the Zoom, right? Parks, everything. So yeah, of course we don't have much access to go to those kind of places nowadays. Plus, it's not really safe too for us to have a contact with animals. Yeah, we still
Mm-hmm.
debate. Uh, does animal
How
actually,
are
how to
you
say?
getting involved? Are you still involved with the animal shelters? Like, I think people can donate, still adopt dogs or like animals online, right?
Mm, yeah, but I don't join them. Like I don't really join them again now. But if you, I mean, if you want your listener to, how to say, to be more, uh, to know more about the animal sector that I've been working with, there is like Jakarta 8 Network. Also, there is a website called kitabisa.com. There, actually, we can help. It's not only animal, but there are also people who in needs. Yeah.
So that's pretty awesome. So it's kind of like helping out homeless people in Jakarta,
It's not only homeless though. Most of the cases actually like poor family who cannot afford the
people
help,
in
for
need.
the children. Yeah, something like that.
That,
Education, health problem, etc.
that's wonderful. You
Kitabisa.com, like
are
KITABISA.com.
so KITABISA
Mm-hmm.
dot com.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I like that. Listeners, go check it out. I know Nazo is Nazo is just a name I call her. It's my personal name, so don't fucking call her Nazo. Um,
Mm-hmm. Friendly name.
so that's pretty awesome.
Mm.
You're doing all these good, great stuff in this real life. So let's move on to the main meat of the show.
Move to the real thing, yeah,
What are
real
your
topic,
thoughts in
okay?
afterlife? Do you believe in it?
Yeah, I do believe in afterlife. I do believe it.
Why is that?
Uh,
You sounded so confident, like,
Yeah, I wouldn't say myself religious. For information, for anybody that don't know, I'm a Muslim myself, but then I don't call myself religious. But then, yeah, I grew and brought up in a Muslim family. I do the practice as well, but then not, how to say, not as much as how religious Muslim does. So I just do it maybe just fasting, maybe sometime when I feel, how to say, when I feel like praying, I'll pray, something like that. But yeah, actually, Muslim or Islam background got me or affect me to believe in afterlife. Actually,
can you tell me more? What does Quran? Have you read Quran?
I do. But then, since it's written in Al Quran, since Al Quran written in Arabic, so not every word we actually understood, we actually understand.
Mm-hmm.
Usually, when I read Al Quran, I just read the meaning below it. Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but then since my dad is Arab, so yeah, I know a little bit of words as well. But yeah, actually, Islam has, how to say, teach me, and at least I learned that afterlife does exist, because what we believe is actually what we did in this world will affect what we're gonna have in our afterlife. Yeah, there is a heaven, there is a hell, but me myself, I don't really believe in hell. Actually, just
So does I
yeah.
want to know your opinion. What happens, or what you think? What happens after you die? So right after you die, what's next?
What I believe is actually the soul will leave the body. That's how I portray it, right? The soul will leave the body, and then the soul will stay in the house for 40 days. Against it's affected by my Islamic
Religious
background.
belief, or how you
Yeah,
were
yeah,
brought
yeah,
up.
yeah. So yeah, the soul will stay in that place for 40 days, and after that, I have no idea though. But then that's what I believe actually.
So 40 days, and where is that soul? Like, is it still in this earth that we know of, and being a ghost or like a spirit just roaming around?
Yeah, right. It actually sounds creepy though. Even if, to be honest, when I would say like maybe like my relatives passed away or maybe my neighbors passed away, like I get scared, like a little bit scared, because what I believe is actually the soul is still there for 40 days in that house or maybe just around that house, right?
Hmm.
And by that
And
we believe that.
what happens on day 41?
Wait, okay. So you know what the consequences on that belief that the soul still around the house. You know the
Hmm.
things. There is a ritual. We have ritual then that we have to read Quran for 40 days. We invite everybody, like neighbors, families, to read Quran, to do the prayers, everything there. So it will help the souls, they say, to be more calm, to be more peaceful. That's what they believe.
So hoping that that soul will end up in a good place.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
That's interesting. 40. So I myself was brought up as Hindu,
Mm-hmm.
and in Hinduism also, like after we die, we
Mm-hmm.
are told that there is a bridge that we have to cross,
Mm-hmm.
and if the people or that soul doesn't cross the bridge, you end up in this earth as a spirit. You become a ghost
Yeah, yeah.
essentially, and after you cross the bridge, then
Mm-hmm.
you go to that better or worse place wherever you're going. It's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to get back to that
It's quite
earlier.
similar.
It's very, a lot of the religion, like I've talked to quite a few people with different backgrounds, and all the religions are very similar. Like they all talk. I, I believe religions are to make you more moral. That's why I don't subscribe to one
Mm-hmm.
particular religion at the moment. I just
Mm-hmm.
believe religion gives you hope, gives you something to
Yeah.
look up to,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and that's just
Even me,
how it goes, you know?
actually, yeah. Even me, actually, yeah, I would say I'm a Muslim, but then I don't really do a lot of practice, right? Yeah, I believe in God, but then since the only way I know how to praise God is in a Muslim way, so yeah, I just do it. So it's not like I'm a real Muslim or something. It's just the only way that I know how to praise God because I believe in God.
Yeah, and I completely understand and respect that, and that's just how how things are. You just follow the rituals that you've learned as a child, and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
uh, reach out to the higher power, whatever it is, the way you
Mm-mm.
know. So I keep going back to this thing you
Okay.
told me. 40 days, soul will be around. What happens in day
Mm.
41?
So
Does
it's
it
actually
so
what you said
mhm,
though. It's actually related to the things that Hindu believe you said before. So
mhm,
we actually, in Muslim, we do not have that bridge, yeah, but we have similar concept. Actually, the souls that live, that already leave the world, I would say, people who already passed away, their soul actually still hanging,
Mm-hmm.
hanging for the day when they get finally measured, like how good they are and how bad they are. And that day comes, doomsday, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So actually, the soul will be waiting for the doomsday. All of them will be waiting for the doomsday. And when the doomsday come, uh, when the doomsday come, finally they will be measured how good you are or how bad you are, and then finally we go to either hell or heaven.
Okay.
So my so I believe what I believe is actually in the day 41 we still waiting, but then not in that house again. I don't know where, right?
Mm-hmm. That that's yeah. That's something I had not heard. That you open up a new world for me. That's pretty
Mm,
awesome. So let's say, hypothetically, this afterlife, or you do believe in afterlife. So yeah, in
mm-mm.
this afterlife, you go to your good place. What does your good place look like? What's your unique,
Mm,
personal, good place look like?
my good place. My good place will be, I don't know. I always portray my personal heaven will look like a beach though. Like there is a
Oh,
beach
you
and
on a
there
beach?
yeah,
Uh-huh.
like there is a garden there. But then at least maybe that's also what I read, yeah, in Quran. Like heaven will look like a huge river, and even those rivers or beaches actually like the water made from milk, honey, etc., etc. But then that's not what I have in my brain right now. What I have is actually just like beach, maybe garden. But most importantly, I have someone that I love like around me. I don't want to stay alone there, right? I want
Yeah,
to have
for
my
sure.
pets there, my pets though. I want to have my pets there. Someone that I love, my family, partner. Yeah.
And that's a perfect segue to my next question. So
Okay.
I will give you a chance to pick three things. It can be
Okay.
person, it can be material, abstract,
Mm-hmm.
anything, but you can only take three to your good place. And just to make
Mm-hmm.
it fun, if you choose a person, they will die in this real place that we know of. So pick
Mm-hmm.
wisely, Nazo.
Um, what I have in my brain actually, my good place, even though if there is someone there, uh, I think only someone who already passed away. Like I cannot imagine someone that still live in the world also join me there. So for now, the image of my good place will be me, my grandma, maybe my pets that already passed away, my pets, yeah, pets that already passed away.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's all. I cannot imagine maybe my parents there. No, not yet because they are still alive.
Yeah. Hmm.
Mm.
So can I ask why your grandma? Were you pretty close to your grandma?
Oh yeah. Well, I would say I connect with her more than anyone else. Not even with my mom, actually. So the
Does,
connection is
does your mom speak
quite
English at all?
is she knows, right? But then yeah,
Yeah.
it's okay.
Oh, she knows. I was just gonna send her this clip, cut it and send it.
Yeah. Well, like we cannot fake connection, right? Sometimes you vibes more with people, and you cannot choose.
Hmm.
And, and probably why I feel that way towards my grandma because I live with her. Like I live with her since I'm like less than a year old actually.
Hmm.
So there is a story. There is a condition that made my mom had to how to say, had to ask my grandma to take care of me when I was a baby.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, I stayed with my grandma till I was 5 years old, 6 years old, something like that. So it's quite long time. So the first person I see when I realize I'm a human being, I'm a person.
Mm-hmm.
The first person I see is my grandma. It's not my mom or my dad. And she passed away already. Yeah, but then
I'm
I don't know.
sorry.
I had like really deep connection with her. Even talking about her make me feel like
And okay, we're taking your pets, and we're gonna have your grandma. There's
Mm,
one more thing you
one
can
more.
take. It can be a thing. It
Um,
can be another person if you want.
mm,
What are we
uh,
taking?
maybe yeah, could be someone, but then not my parent.
Uh-huh.
Someone you know who?
Are you sure you're gonna take him? You two fight all the time.
You know that one though. You guys share the same land. You know.
Yeah, you're good place. You'll be fighting all the time. No, I'm kidding.
No, no,
That's
no, no. I don't even talk about that person. I'm talking about the person who shares the same land with you. You're
Oh, I know.
okay, okay, okay,
We're
okay.
we're
Yeah.
we're okay. We're gonna
Mm.
have the listener keep guessing. We're not gonna talk about it.
Oh my god. Hmm.
Okay, so that since this one was more challenging per se, uh, let's take three celebrities to your good
Okay.
place.
Mm.
It could
Who
be
though?
to entertain you or keep you company. My previous guest
Mm.
has been taking more philosophical
Oh.
approach, and they're taking more people to just discuss about things, So, yeah,
Mm.
what do you want? Who do you want to take? Give me three people.
Mm. Like celebrity, no though. Like I guess I need to feel the how to say it, the connection with that person, or I just get to know the person really well. Like celebrity, we just know their image, but then we don't know how they are, like how real they are, right? I'm not
True.
sure if I take any celebrity though. Maybe not celebrity. Maybe just
You're
hmm.
gonna keep adding people that you already know.
Yeah, 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 yeah. You know that. Not celebrity.
that that's that's yeah, that's cool.
Or maybe I can take you too, right? If you want.
Oh, who's gonna make the podcast?
Oh, God, you're gonna bring this podcast later.
Yeah, I mean, if I die, see,
Mm-hmm.
listeners,
We can inform. We can inform them like how it is. Is it real or not? Right? After live,
what if I don't get my recording devices and all the recording stuff over there? You got to choose that too then.
crazy.
That's
Hmm.
yeah,
Okay.
I ain't going anymore. Ain't nobody got time for that.
What else? What else?
No, but so uh, let's go back to the front. Uh, I
Okay.
so does uh, in Quran does it talk about reincarnation, or do you just get to heaven and hell and that is the end?
Yeah, that's all. There is no reincarnation. But okay, I think the listener and you should know that actually, although in Indonesia, known as the biggest Muslim country whatsoever, we are not. We are not Islam country, right? We are not Islamic Republic. No, we how to say, we our country believe in six religions. like we actually, how to say, official religion of the country is actually Islam, Christian, I mean Catholic, Protestant, Buddha or Buddhist, Hindu, and then Konghucu. It's like the new religion that we finally agree on. And even though so many people believe that or knows that Islam, that Indonesia is actually the biggest Muslim country, but then actually we influenced by so many Hinduism and Buddhism, because back then we are big in Hindu and Buddhism, right? Even if you know Borobudur temple, right? It was
Mm-hmm.
in what is it? What is it called? Seven Wonder, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know Seven Wonder by UNESCO. UNESCO.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah,
The seven wonders of the world. Mm-hmm.
yeah. Even like Borobudur, it's Buddhist, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Prambanan, it's Hindu temple. It's also entered in those seven wonder. But then yeah, like the Islamic belief is heavily influenced by Hinduism and Buddhism. Like the thing that I told you, even like the 14 days ritual, if you
Mm-hmm.
go to maybe Saudi Arabia or Middle East countries, they don't practice that. So actually we practice that because uh, we used, how to say, we are Hindu before, right? Or
Mm-hmm.
Buddha. And even if the Hindu, you also Hindu, right? Indian
Mm-hmm.
Hindu, we have different Hindu, because before we used to praise materials, right? Like trees, what is it called? Animism, dynamism.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, animism, dynamism. It means you are actually praising sun, trees, your grandmas, your great grandmas. So yeah, even the Hindus is a bit different as well with, I would say, India or maybe Nepal. So yeah,
So
the Islamic practice that we do here, it's also not really, how to say, stated in the Quran, because it's
yeah, like it's not the pure
assimilated
Islam.
from Hindu. Yeah. Mm-mm.
Yeah, like somebody from maybe Mecca come over and say, "This is not right." And I'm like, "Wow, we know."
Yeah, exactly. And actually, that's the way how Muslim leaders try to, how to say, to gain people, by using those movement. Like, okay, you can still do the ritual, but then let's change the prayers, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why people more like, okay, it's similar, right? It's similar to what I believed before. I mean, like Hindu practice still how to say, they still use the rituals, but then only the prayer change, something like that.
Okay, that's cool. I didn't know all that. So, do you have any final thing that you wanna say to my listener? Anything that you wanna address about
Mm,
this whole afterlife or your good place or anything in general you wanna give a shout out to them?
maybe my final thought is, um, I don't really think, yeah, like you said, religion really teach us how to behave, right?
Mm-hmm.
Moral, but I don't really believe there is hell, myself at least. I don't even believe in hell, but I believe, yeah, God will forgive us, and finally we go to the good place, that everybody believe. It could be different between you and me, but still we are going to the good place. There is no hell, there is no revenge, because what I believe, God is God, and revenge is not the quality of God. God is not human.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's what I
That's
believe.
awesome.
Everybody will
That
finally go to their own version of good place.
yeah, and they're a happy place, right?
Yeah,
Hey, thank you, Nazo, so much. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so
you're
much for the
welcome.
new thoughts you put in my head. This was awesome. Thank you.
Thanks for inviting me in your podcast too, Niraj.
Thank you so much for listening to the episode. I really enjoyed this episode, particularly because she brings in this interesting concept of how Indonesia has formed their own version of culture and religion, and getting bits and pieces from those cultures and religion wherever they got it from, and also how she brings in the idea of afterlife and getting it to that happy place rather. So if you are interested, or if you live in Indonesia and reach out to her, she's a makeup artist, so you can reach out to her on our Instagram, which is at chill.scorpy. I'll spell that out: CHILL.SCORPY, Scorpy, I guess. Yeah, chill.scorpy. Find her on Instagram, tell her how great she did, how amazing her afterlife thought was, and if you want to tell the podcast, tell me how you liked it, how you did not like it, find me on Twitter or Instagram at mygoodplacepod. You can also email me at mygoodplace.pod@gmail.com, and leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. Give it a subscribe, and also follow on Spotify, wherever you listen to podcasts. And again, give me a 5-star review, because that helps. Apparently it drives me up the chart. So yeah, 5-star, and say anything that you want. Just leave a 5-star review. That's all. And next week is gonna be a fun episode too, so stay tuned. Hope you guys are staying safe, staying healthy, and I will see you all next week, or I'll be in your ear next week, if any of that made sense. All right, y'all. Have a good one.